come out. It's 4.5 hours digging in this little pond here. What was I thinking? Mate, when you're out here by yourself, you can't make dumb decisions like that. Oh, mate, you're an idiot.
Exactly what I'm looking for. And as we grow, I'll keep running till I can no more. You'll always be the one I want.
Righto guys, back on the track again. Packed up camp. And now I'm on a little side track, I think. It's a bit overgrown. Out to a cave, and I rode up to a cave that I saw while I was sitting up on the hill last night watching the sunset. You can see this cave up in the distance. So we'll hop up there this morning, have a quick dig around, and then we shall be back out onto the main track and off to our next campsite. Another bloody ripper day out here in the great sandy desert. Happy days. You.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll learn.
Now I walked up to the top of the hill, not because I didn't think the cruiser couldn't make it. I was just a bit worried about there's nowhere to turn around out here, and I'm right. There was really not much room, and that probably explains why there's a little turning circle down the bottom. But check this out, eh? This is cool. You can walk the whole way in here. Giant cave in the wall. You can see some paintings here, but they look new. This definitely isn't old petroglyphs that have been here for a while. Someone's definitely painted them more recently. And check out that. What a view, eh? Worth the walk this morning. Wake the legs up. That is gorgeous.
Talk for hours and never slept. Two silhouettes on the concrete steps. We watched the sun as it slowly crept from the horizon to the place we met.
Alright guys, I've just finished that track. I'm back out on the main drag now. Bloody hell mate, it was such a fun drive again on the way back out. Not for the faint-hearted. If you don't want Pilbara pinstripes on your car, I would not be going down that track. As you saw by that footage, it was very, very scratchy. I probably reckon I left there about 10 o'clock this morning. I reckon at a steady pace of, maybe I reckon max speed was 20 k's I went in that track, just to keep in mind, but probably average was between 5 and 10. It was bloody slow going. Took just over an hour. So just factor that in. Lucky that I didn't try and push through here the other night. Lucky I pulled up camp where I did. Going through that track would have made me very nervous at night. Not quite ready to Ronnie Dale that one. Alright, so we'll head back down this track a little bit further, down to the next watering hole. I think it's on like the south side of the range here, so the other side of where we were just then. And see what we find, eh? Should be the goods. Phew. So we've really ended up out in desert country now. The track certainly is getting a bit gnarly. I tell you what, I didn't factor for this much sand driving in my calcs for fuel, so hopefully we have enough on board, enough fat to get out. But guess I'm not following this track anymore. I'm heading up top and see how we go. So this south side of the track, a lot sandier and a lot less maintained condition. There's heaps of side tracks off the main tracks due to washouts and big trees and stuff in the way. It's definitely not a well maintained track, just keep that in mind if you're down here. Heaps of washouts, heaps of ruts, really got to watch your speed. You can't see them coming. We're talking red dirt. You've seen how much red dirt there is here, and all you can see is red, and it's really hard to see the changes and the bumps and the whatnot coming up in front of you. So this land can change in an instant out here, and you're a long way from anywhere. So watch your speed, stay safe. Now I've turned off the main track on a little side track that's going to take us to where we're going to camp tonight. Man, the landscape has changed again. Check this out, eh? Come check this out. It's like we're in a different desert out here. It's crazy, we've gone away from that real sandy, soft, red, harsh desert to like rock. Crazy. Man, this place is so cool. Everywhere you go, you see something different, something new. Man. Oh well, let's keep going. Let's get to this camp spot and crack a 10, eh? This is going to be an epic afternoon. So I was originally getting worried when all the creek crossings I was going through were we're bone dry, and when I got here I was like, geez, where's the spot? So I put up the drone, and man, I have found the most awesome spot. It's on a sandy little riverbank, and let me just show you it right here, right now. How good is this stream here right behind me? How epic is that? What a find, what an absolute find here. And mate, I'm gonna be parked in this water all afternoon, having a chin and just chilling out, listening to some country tunes. How epic is this? How epic is this? There's a little rock bar down there, crystal clear water. Oh, mate, it's gonna be an awesome night. Bloody awesome night. Alright guys, dinner's a little bit later tonight after having head up that hill and look at that specky sunset, but I'll tell you what, it was worth it. And there's only one better way to cap off such an awesome day and afternoon. That's to cook up one of my favourite camp meals. And that's brought to you by Peter Tickle, who cooked this one up for me this one time. And gee whiz, it was an absolute banger. I love it. So what I'm talking about is a jambalaya. So that we're talking chicken, we're talking sausage, we're talking spice, we're talking Cajun, we're talking cayenne pepper, we are talking chilies, we're talking heat here, South American heat. Basically, I'm going to chop all this shit up here, chuck it in the camp oven, mix in some rice towards the end, and have a really filling, awesome camp feed. So I can't wait. I'm going to chop up these ingredients, chuck them in the pot, get it on the fire, get it cooking, have a nice cold beer. And can't wait for dinner tonight, guys. It's going to be an absolute banger. Alright, so we've had this fire going for a little while now, so there should be some nice coals under the bottom here. Let's move them out from where it's hot. We've had a nice little bed here. They're hot. Couple more than that. And then let's bring over the camp oven. Put them on there. And a few coals through on top. So I added the rice just before, about half an hour ago. Let's see how she looks, eh? Ooh, Nelly, look at that goodness. Let's give it a quick stir. Yeah, I reckon that is about done, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that smells good. Alright, let's get this off the fire, plate it up, and have ourselves a feast. Yew! Alright guys, so I've served my plate up nice and full with this goodness here. It's still steaming, still hot, straight off the fire. Let's see how she goes, eh? Whew, that is good. But the first thing that hits me, obviously other than that chili, is those Cajun and those cayenne pepper spices. But subtly behind it is those kaffir lime leaves that I chucked in. Like, that lime flavour has really come through in the rice. That's beautiful. Oh. Again, another outstanding jambalaya, or gumbo, as some people call it. But Peter Tickle, thanks again for this recipe. Bloody love it. Awesome camp food. Great tucker. Great way to sign off a day. And tomorrow, I'll be heading out of here, back on the road, down to another watering hole, or actually potentially three. 3 spots I've marked on the map tomorrow. Never been to any of them before. Hopefully one of them's great to camp up against. Looking for a nice riverbank which I can just chill under, have a cold beer, sit by the riverside, throw sticks to the dog, and cook up another mean feed. Alright guys, this is an absolute banger. I'm going to mung into this, sit by the fire, and sign off for the rest of the night. Catch us tomorrow. Righto guys, so we've head off for the morning, back out on the main track. We're going to check out those 2 watering holes, Calc and Soak, and another one on the Rudall River, which I didn't get to last night. That track was a bit bumpy and a bit longer than I expected, so back and forth on that didn't sound too ideal. But I tell you what, I'm not sure if you can see this background behind me. Probably can't from here. I'll get the drone up to show you, but geez mate, it is gorgeous out here. Some of these hills and the greenery, as Ronnie Dahl would say, the RGB mate, love it. So we'll punch on down through this track, see what we can find, and we'll go from there. Big drive today. I'd probably say over 400 k's to get me into Newman, into the first town since I started this trip, where we're going to fill up on fuel and then head off to another camp spot for the night, not too far from there, a local favourite of mine. Let's see how we go. So I've come across this plaque now back out on the main road. I'm not sure if you can read it given the light, but basically it's saying Wararara, Kalamili Rudall River. So it's basically showing that right here we've come across the banks of Wararara, as the local indigenous people would call it, or a Rudall River. as it was named after the surveyors who sent out a relief party in search of some lost members of an expedition that was out here. When was that? That was back in 1896, so a while ago. Not much water in it, but we'll punch on. Now I wasn't able to get down to that track which I was originally going on across the other side of that creek. I had to put the drone up to try and find out where it was, but it was real gnarly, real stakey and overgrown, and I just wasn't comfortable going through there by myself. But while I did have the drone up, this big creek crossing that I crossed before, I saw there was a bit of water up the end, so I just poked my nose down into it and have a look at this. That's not bad at all, eh? So that basically sums up my time here in Carlamility National Park. I'm going to hit the road now and punch it on out to Newman. We'll see how long that takes me. Hopefully I've left enough fuel, eh? It's been unreal in here, mate. It's been so cool. All these little pools and stuff that I've found across the place, all these awesome little camp spots which I didn't know they were there, didn't know what they're all about, but they turned out to be the goods. So it's been an unreal little trip in here. Not over yet. We're on to the next phase, and happy days, eh? Let's hit the road. You. So I don't know what I was thinking heading down this little ridge here, but as soon as I did, that nose just dropped right down. Wheels are spinning, not really getting me anywhere. I guess it might be the first time to try out the old Max tracks, eh? Haven't used them yet, but I guess we'll dig myself out of here a little bit and try and get some traction and get me out of this hole. Oh, unideal, but let's have some fun. Alright, so first attempt didn't work. Dug myself a bit of a deeper hole. I'm going to take go all out now, take all the air pressure out and try and do this properly other than trying to half-ass it. Otherwise I'm going to make it extremely hard for me to get out of here, which would be less than ideal. Alright, see how we go. I'm in trouble here. This is not good. Not good at all, guys. So I'm probably 3 hours into trying to dig myself out of this shit I got myself into. And I've got that far and she started to sink again. So dig these tracks up, get the shovel again, and go again. F me. This is not what I wanted today. Oh well, that's what you get for being an idiot. Let's keep going. I'm out. It's 4.5 hours digging in this fucking little pond here, and I'm out. Second one wasn't too hard. It was only the back left tire that was stuck. Oh, me. Anyway, so I've had a 400-kilometre drive today. Well, I've still got that 400-kilometre drive to go. I don't think I'm going to be making it through to YEWWWWW tonight. We'll see how we go. I might be just pulling up at Newman and having a beer at the Red Sands Tavern. Oh, mate. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Mate, when you're out here by yourself, you can't make dumb decisions like that. You knew it was soft and you saw a downward ledge into like where you could see the water was coming up. It was only ever going to be softer. Oh, mate, you're an idiot. Oh well, all part of the adventure, I guess. I reckon I'm gonna pack this up, get back out onto the main track. I'm gonna stop for something to eat. I'm starving. Didn't have a brekkie this morning. All of us an apple and some water while sitting in the shade. Oh, mate. I'll be very, very glad to get rid of this place, put this place behind me. Alright, let's hit the road. No point wallowing any longer. Job's done. Carry on. Bloody Lifesavers Max tracks. I'm bloody lucky I had 4 of them. Very lucky boy. Alright guys, I've made it to the bottom of the track, to the south side of the park here. The last bit of the track wasn't too bad, sandy in parts, but my advice for you coming out here is there's a lot of washouts on the main track and there's a lot of side tracks that people have cut through. If you see a side track, trust it. It's usually in a lot better condition than the track itself. But yeah. The time here in Carlamilli is done. Now it's off to head on to the Talawana track into Newman, and then we'll see what time it is and we'll make a decision on whether or not to push on to YEWWWWW or not tonight. Hopefully there's less flies out there. Bloody hell, mate. Like, I'm I'm usually pretty stubborn when it comes to flies, but I've had that fly net on a lot in my time out here. They've been pretty full on. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. Like this last bit of the track, as I said, was in pretty good nick. But mate, you got to get out here. It's been absolutely stunning out here. This is truly a great part of the country, and these red hills, oh mate, this has been epic. This has been an epic adventure. Even though it might have been lasted a bit longer than it wouldn't to, getting stuck there early this morning, but that aside, mate, it's been an absolute outrageous trip. It's been 7 days since I've seen someone. Ever since I left Running Waters, I haven't seen a single car, so that's been pretty epic, eh? So. Just turned off onto the Tallulah track, and now there should be a couple of 100 clicks, and that should get us to Newman, and we'll fuel up the car and see how we're going from there. But hopefully the track's in good nick. Carlamilli's done and dusted. That's my first trip out there, and it didn't disappoint. That was epic. Highs and lows. Tracks that took longer than I thought, tracks that took less. So many washouts, a lot of it's in some parts it looks very well maintained. On the northern side, probably where there's a lot of mining access, it's in very good nick. Towards the center and down the bottom, not so much. And you really got to be careful, mate, because anytime you go out on that road it could be different. So always trust your gut, check the track before you do it, and then you'll be happy days, mate, and you won't end up like me, stuck up to your guts in sand and spend most of your morning, or all your morning actually, and half the afternoon digging yourself out. Alright, I chunk some country on the old radio, punch down a Tallulah track, and then it'll be a nice cold beer waiting for me in Newman, I reckon. Happy days. Whew! That's a bit hard to see because of the sun. I might try and walk around the other side, but there is this bore water tank just chilling, full of water. How cool is that? But I am going to use this shower here to wash off all the dirt and sand from just digging myself out of that hellhole this morning. Happy days.
Well, that's it, guys. That wraps up the Eastern Pilbara series. Thanks for tagging along and joining in the adventure with me. I've had an absolute ripper time out here in the Eastern Pilbara exploring this desert country, and I hope you've enjoyed watching along at home. If you have, make sure you give us a like and leave a comment below. To all my subscribers, thanks for your support. So happy days, and I'll see you out on the road.